All right.
He's still the champ.
You may not ask me back for another one of these, but how the hell do you get DQ'd in the hell?
Did he get DQ'd and the refs
frickin'
to stop
cell?
the match? I don't know if he got DQ'd.
Well, they're raising the cell now, so.
Hell in a Cell 2019 is hands down the worst Hell in a Cell match of all time. It's not even close like a Kurt Angle kick out. If you don't believe me, just listen to the crowd after this match happened.
Bullshit!
And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Man, where do we start? Well, let's first talk about the Hell in a Cell match itself. At one time, the Hell in a Cell match used to be the most gruesome match in WWE history. It was the bookend to a rivalry, the finale of a feud that could only end in what WWE used to call Satan's Playground. In the past, we've seen wrestlers be thrown off the cage, thrown through the cage, but when watching a promo, a segment, a wrestler saying, Hell in a Cell, us as the fan and the viewer is like, oh shit. Get your popcorn ready, folks. We about to see a war. But over time, the Hell in a Cell match went from being a highly exciting, action-packed match that was must-watch to just another match, especially after the WWE went from TV 14 to PG, which as a fan is like, damn. Now, not to say that we're a bunch of bloodthirsty fans that need blood. This is not an AC/DC song.
If you want that, you got it!
But blood helps tell the story of how brutal a match is. Now you take that away from it. And now this company that was about an older demographic is now catering mostly to kids. So even the Hell in a Cell match can no longer be what it was invented for. So now it has to be revolved around weapons, and it just so happens to have a cage surrounding the ring. That's not a Hell in a Cell match. And the match was made even worse when the Hell in a Cell got its own pay-per-view. Again, another consequence of going PG, completely diluting the purpose of the Hell in a Cell match to begin with. WWE and Vince made the Hell in a Cell basically boring. Now, you might even see 2, maybe even 3 Hell in a Cell matches in a night. This was the height of the PG era in the late 2000s to early 2010s, to where the WWE and Vince just had no more creativity. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, what the hell does this got to do with the Hell in a Cell match that happened in 2019? Please, like Shawn Michaels with NXT, let me cook. So we already established that the match itself lost its value. Now let's get to the actual participants of the Hell in a Cell match. First, it was a championship match. It was a Universal Championship match. And your champion at the time was Seth freaking Rollins. Now, in my opinion, Seth Rollins as champion by 2019, he was fine. He wasn't good. He wasn't bad. He wasn't spectacular. He was just fine. Before Seth Rollins would turn into this Elton John, Joker, Lady Gaga cosplay person we all know and love today, he was your ultimate workhorse that just tried to put on your greatest match. And that's all fine and dandy. We love wrestling, a lot, most of us do. But you need more than that. You need personality. You need great stories. And Seth just wasn't having that. They made Seth Rollins into just Becky Lynch's husband. That was his identity. That was his persona. And that's not good for your world champion to be. Again, Seth Rollins was someone who was respected by a lot of the WWE fandom, but it's just like people were ready for something new, something different when it came to Seth Rollins. This is where things got interesting. This right here, nigga, right here, this Stephen King looking ass monster is called The Fiend. The Fiend is something that we've never seen before in the WWE. It's a monster that you only would see in your nightmares. Yeah, we've had your Undertakers, your Kanes, and your Mankind's, but we've never seen a Fiend. The Fiend was just so different, just in its presentation alone. From the lighting, to the costume, to the scary mask. But what's best about The Fiend is he wasn't one-dimensional. He had an alter ego, which was Bray Wyatt. And the reason why that's important is because Bray Wyatt, hands down, is one of the most underutilized talents in the history of the WWE. From his debut on the main roster in 2013 on Raw, all the way up to this point in 2019, Bray Wyatt was this airy, cult leader-like figure who was weird, strange, yet intriguing of a character that he was must watch. You had to watch him anytime he was on your TV because he was nothing like we've ever seen in the WWE. Anytime Bray Wyatt would cut a promo, yeah, half the time we might not know what he's talking about, but he would most of the time get his point across about what he's trying to say. I saw this man going into WrestleMania 30 facing John Cena in the biggest match of his life, cutting promo to where he was getting what chance. People were not interested, but he told his story of this teacher lady that kept trying to hold him down, told him he was nothing, and Bray basically said, well, teacher lady, I'm somebody now. Within 5 minutes, he got a crowd that was obsessed with saying what. He got the crowd behind him, and he is the heel. That's how good Bray Wyatt was. And that's probably the gift and the curse of being that good on the mic or being that intriguing. Vince and WWE thought, well, we could have him lose, which that's all he did was lose. He lost every major feud he was ever in. From 2013 to 2019, he lost every major feud he was in. Yes, he got the WWE title at one time in 2017, but he would go on to lose that to Randy Orton, and his major feud to only lose that to Jinder Mahal, which is still to this day is mind-boggling. But Bray Wyatt is such a gifted, creative mind. And it's like, man, if only he was just given the opportunity to fully develop and flourish. And then 2019 happens. From the entrance to the song to the lights, anytime he comes out there, the fans put up their phones with the lights. And it's like, God, this guy is mesmerizing. His ability to connect to the crowd and get people's attention was like none other. And so he turns into this Fiend character, which is a consequence to all the losing that Bray Wyatt did over the years. And because Bray Wyatt lost so much, the Fiend character comes alive. And what's crazy is he actually talked about this at some point, I want to say in the late 2010s. He talks about this monster and how he's unstoppable and he's unbelievable. And it's like he teases the Fiend before the Fiend became the Fiend. And the Fiend is out for blood. He's out for revenge to get back at all those people that, in Bray Wyatt's mind, hurt him. And it's just like, wow. And then the alter ego of Bray Wyatt, he is now a Mr. Rogers cosplay to where he's in this Firefly Funhouse with this colorful background, these puppets, and he's joking and he's having fun, clean cut, sweaters, and like he's able to do the promo to where he teases being the Fiend, but gets right back into being happy-go-lucky Bray Wyatt and just plays it all like it's just, oh my God, it's just so genius. It's just so genius to where everybody around this time in the summer of 2019 is like, go, give this guy the world, bro. He got the whole world in his hands. And so we had this match of Seth Rollins versus The Fiend in Hell in a Cell. I haven't been that excited for a match in a very long time, outside of like Kofi winning and challenging Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Like this was I was even more excited about this because this was an all-around developed character and story that was being built piece by piece properly. So we get to Hell in a Cell 2019. They have that dumbass red cage, which to this day I don't understand why. They have the dumb lighting, which again, if you're gonna have a red cage, why would you have red lighting? They did the same thing with Kane back in the day when he debuted. They did the same thing with Sin Cara, like Mankind. I even think, for some reason, Vince in his mind thinks, let's give this character special lighting to show how different he is. Like, no, it's just annoying. But they have this match, and The Fiend's character, he's like a movie villain. He's like Jason. He's like Freddy Krueger. No matter how much you throw at him, he just keeps getting up. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. He's going to get up. He even kicks out at one. It doesn't matter what you do, he's going to get up. So this is the expectation that they have created with this character. So Seth does everything in his power to take out The Fiend. It's not working. Seth does like 15 curb stomps. And it took like 15 curb stomps for The Fiend to at least stay down for like a minute. And so in this, they have Seth Rollins throw all these weapons on The Fiend, and The Fiend has this special weapon, which is this big ass mallet. And Seth brings it into the ring. And they do this dumb trope with baby faces to where it's like, oh my God, is he gonna go to that dark place? Seth doesn't want to go to that dark place. Oh my God, what will Seth do? I'm like, first of all, this is why baby faces people do not get behind baby faces during this time. Before there was a Cody Rhodes, people hated baby faces. That's why they hate Roman Reigns, hate John Cena, because they make baby faces so one-dimensional. You think by doing the whole, is he gonna go to his dark place, you're making them intriguing? No, again, you're making them dumb and annoying. If I'm Seth Rollins, why would I even contemplate if I want to kill this motherfucker who I don't even know if it's human or not? Why would I contemplate that? If you see The Fiend trying to break into your house, are you gonna contemplate, what should I do? Should I give him grace? What? No, you're gonna find whatever you can find and stab this motherfucker or shoot this nigga as many times as you can to keep him down. So making Seth be like, oh, I don't know what I should do. I don't want to go to that dark place. It's like, get real. And so Seth finally decides, oh no, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Picks up the mallet, and before Seth can hit The Fiend, the referee calls the bell. Now, already this is the most horrible thing ever. But what makes it worse is a few things. A year prior, they had a match in Hell in a Cell between Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman. Two big Mahimans. A Universal title match as well. To where the title match ended with Brock Lesnar, who's not even in the match, was able to break into the Hell in a Cell a la Kane in 97. F5s both Braun and Roman, making both look like two bitch-ass people. And Mick Foley, who is a guy, like I said, who's been thrown off and through the cell, says, I've seen enough. Rings the bell. No contest in a Hell in a Cell match. To where we've seen guys endure the most brutal things a human can endure. Face scraped, bloodied, bones broken, again going through cage walls, weapons, tables, stairs, chairs, everything you can imagine. And they end a Hell in a Cell match in 2018 in a no contest because Braun and Roman, for some reason, are dead after the F5, even though that same year at WrestleMania, Roman Reigns kicked out of 5 F5s. But this one F5 was just too deadly. And Braun Strowman as well, who we've seen being killed and keep coming back. Because for some reason, Vince has this weird thing with Brock to where he has to kill the entire roster. Which, in hindsight, maybe we understand why he has such an affection for Brock. But anyway, so that was the prior year to where we were pissed off. But because by this point, they killed Braun so bad and booked him so bad that it's kind of like whatever. Roman, we never cared about for real. So it's whatever. This time, people were fully invested in The Fiend. Everybody in their mama's mama thought there's no way The Fiend does not leave Hell in a Cell the Universal Champion again because he is a monster movie villain who you can't kill. It's going to take some special human being to finally beat him when the time comes. So to have him lose within a month and a half of his debut to Seth Rollins and not even lose clean, not even really lose, but have the referee take pity on him, it called for a no contest or DQ is probably, not even probably, is without a shadow of a doubt the most idiotic finish of a match ever. And I've seen WCW 2000. And even anything you can find in WCW 2000 is not as bad as this. Because you have the talent, you have the fan intrigue, you have the story, you have the character. All you needed to do was capitalize on it. But Vince and WWE, when it comes to capitalizing on talent, for whatever reason, just refuses to do it. And you know how sick this nigga Vince is? I remember hearing a podcast with, I forget who the lead commentator was at the time, but he talks about having to stay out there and being forced to stay out there as the crowd is saying all these things, not only to the commentators, but to the wrestlers, to the ref, to everyone. They were that pissed off. The lead commentator says he finally went backstage and Vince came by him and he was skipping and jolly and gleeful following this pay-per-view. Now, that could be either one of two things. Either Vince McMahon was trying to put on a brave face because he didn't realize how dumb that decision was until it happened, and he can't make ever to look weak, so he is jovial. Or, what I think the case is, Vince is just a demented, crazed. I can't even think of words. He's just a maniac. And it goes to that promo he cut a long time ago that he gets off on making people's lives miserable. You would think, I've never seen a guy get off on trying to piss off his fans. Understand this is theater. Understand that this is a show. But when you continuously, month after month, year after year, piss off your fan base, there is a reason why it took forever for the WWE to get back to the heights it is today. And mostly it's because Vince left. Because he's just old, decrepit, just demented, just weird, just lost in the sauce, spaced out guy that lost touch with reality years ago. And again, it's like even though it would have pissed me off, I could even deal with Seth beating the Fiend because you want to make Seth be the biggest motherfucker in the world. Fine. But the fact that you ended the Hell in a Cell match in a no contest after what you did the prior year, you ruined not only the Hell in a Cell match, you ruined Seth Rollins on the babyface, and you ruined The Fiend. That's a trifecta. How do you do that? Seth Rollins had to turn heel after that. Like, I always remember X-Pac. They did a live reaction, a live watch-along in WWE headquarters. And X-Pac is like, can you do that? Like, I know I'm not supposed to, like, be critical or whatever. I know I probably won't be invited back, but you can't do that in Hell in a Cell. They're not allowed to do that. Like, even the wrestler was like, what the fuck? What is Vince doing? So, to this day, I logically cannot find any way to where this makes sense outside of one thing. Again, Vince gets off on pissing off his fans. That's it. It's a weird kink. We found out that Vince has a lot of weird kinks over since he's left. He has this weird kink. There's a reason why he made Cena the top guy, even though Cena is deserving and is talented, but there's a reason why he made the top guy, even though half the crowd for a decade and a half straight will boo him out the building. There's a reason why he made Roman Reigns a guy for 5 years, even though all of the crowd will boo him out the building. It just, he hates his fans. It got to a point to where he just hated his fans. The whole, well, it gets a reaction, right? It's the whole thing that Vince McMahon even, he turned a worker to a shoot of, it doesn't matter what type of reaction you get, as long as you get a reaction. Because I guess in Vince's mind, unless everybody in the arena just went silent and said nothing, like when Brock Lesnar beat the Streak, in his brain is like, well, you get a reaction. At least they're reacting. That means they care. Vince, that just because you care doesn't mean if you break up with somebody and somebody runs into your house, that's not a good thing. That's not a good reaction. Yes, they care, but now I got a car in my house. Do you understand how dumb that is? It's like Vince is only cared about getting a reaction. So for a lot of Vince's latter years in the WWE, he relied on getting negative reaction, and he never gave the fans what we wanted. But Hell in a Cell 2019 is hands down the worst Hell in a Cell of all time. And I don't think that would ever be, that could ever be debated, or I don't think that would ever be touched. So from the bottom of my heart to whoever was a creative, to the WWE, and to Vince McMahon himself, I think I speak for me and anybody who had to be relegated to watch this. We all collectively want to tell you,
guy with the suit and tie in the truck, go fuck yourself.